In retrospect, I probably should have waited to put the ice cream on top, because now I've just got a little bit of cream on here, but yeah, that's all right too. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to G-Rod Grills. My name is Gerardo and this is my channel. If you're into backyard barbecue on a variety of different grills, whether it's pellet, charcoal, or electric, then please consider subscribing because that's exactly what this channel is all about. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different cook. I'm going to be doing a dessert. I'm going to be doing a peach blueberry bourbon cobbler, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to be using the Pit Boss 440 here right beside me, and so we're going to get a little bit of that wood fire delicious flavor into it, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. This dessert is good for any occasion really, but particularly over the summer months when you get those delicious peaches that are nice and sweet, it is absolutely outstanding. Are you ready to get going? Let's go. All right, so this is actually a pretty easy recipe, not a whole lot to do here. In here I've got about 5 sliced peaches. I just sliced them myself, peaches from the store, and I've added about a half cup of blueberries in there as well. So I'm gonna toss that into this big bowl so that I can mix them in. Next, what I'm going to use is I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar in here. This is what I've got in here. Just gonna mix it all into that. I'm also going to add just a couple of glugs of some bourbon here. This is going to cook off, so don't worry. It'll cook out, the alcohol will cook out in the cooking process. So just gonna add a couple glugs, maybe a little bit more. There we go. And you know, if you don't want to add any of the alcohol to it, you can skip that portion. Just what I like to do here. So I'm just going to give this a little toss to make sure that the peaches and the blueberries and everything else is nicely coated. All right, just make sure all the peaches are covered. I have a 10-inch skillet here, and it's been greased down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump these on top of here, and then I'm just going to kind of spread it all around here, make sure it covers my entire skillet. But yeah, that's it for that. So we're gonna put this aside. That's all we need for these peaches. And then the next piece is going to be the topping we're going to make for it. For the topping, I've got 1 cup of flour in here. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar. I've also got some salt. I'm just gonna use a pinch of that. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. And that's it for our dry ingredients. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is Mexican vanilla. Whatever kind of vanilla you got will do. Okay, once we've added our vanilla there, I'm going to add, this is about a half cup of butter. I'm just going to, and it's been melted obviously. I'm gonna add to that, put that in there. And then we're just gonna mix this until we get kind of like this cookie dough batter consistency. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. Now that we've got that done, we are going to bring back our skillet here, and we're just going to, I'm going to use my hands for this, and I'm just going to kind of take some of this and just sprinkle it all over the top. Get it covered. Should be plenty. And that's it. So now I'm going to put this, if you can see it there, I'm going to put this in the Pit Boss for about 35 minutes or so, and until the topping kind of gets cooked. Doesn't take very long, so it only takes, like I said, about 35 minutes. It'll be done. All right, so we've had our Pit Boss here preheating at 350 degrees for the last 10 to 15 minutes, just while we prepared the cobbler. So now we're ready to put it in. Got our skillet. On this particular grill, my burn pot is on the left side, so my hotter side is on that side. I'm gonna try to put it kind of close to the middle here, and then probably about 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna give it a little spin going the other way so that we get even cooking all the way through. This is gonna be in here for about 35 to 45 minutes. If we need a little bit longer than 45, then it is what it is. We're gonna need a little bit longer, but I'll show you when we are ready to go. All right, here we go. So it's been about half an hour. You can see here, it's starting to brown nicely. I did spin it around. You can see some is starting to brown. You can see how nice and bubbly all the way around here, and it's kind of come up a bit, right? Those juices have come up quite a bit. So now what I'm gonna do is I've got I don't know, a couple tablespoons of brown sugar here. I'm just gonna sprinkle those over top. You can use raw sugar in here as well. That'll help. It's just to kind of give it a little bit of extra color. This is absolutely not necessary. That you have a ton of sugar in here already. You probably don't need it. But hey, we're not on a diet here. We're making cobbler. There we go. Just gonna put this part back in here for another 5 minutes or so, just to let that brown sugar kind of darken up a bit and caramelize. And then we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna take it out, let it rest for a bit so that I can eat it. I'll show you then. All right, here we go. Got myself some cobbler here and some now melted ice cream because it's still pretty hot. But let's have a taste here. Oh man, it's so delicious. You can taste a little bit of the bourbon, but it's all cooked out. Just a little bit of that, a little bit of bite from the bourbon. The peaches, my God. I love peaches. Probably one of my favorite fruits out there. And summertime, they're always so good. You can buy them all the time now, but they're never as good as they are in the summer. The blueberries add a nice little touch too. They kind of burst in your mouth. In retrospect, I probably should have waited to put the ice cream on top, because now I've just got a little bit of cream on here, but the crunch. So that topping that we put on, it's kind of like a, it's not quite like a cookie, it's not quite like a cake, it's kind of a halfway in between. Changes up the texture because the peaches really get really soft and the blueberries kind of get softened too to release their juices, but adds a nice little texture difference. I'm telling you, your next cookout, get some of this, or even just next Saturday, do it. Well, that's all I've got for you today. If you like what you saw here, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next G-Rod Grills. I'm gonna keep eating this stuff before my ice cream keeps melting.